Bart Heitch live here, Supreme Court's Day 4 of our play dates. You can follow us at SCourtsGville. We are joined by the Good Hope Lady Raiders. Volleyball is in the house, Coach Natasha Holder. Also joined by Addie Stripling, Maddie McKinney, and we are familiar with Bailey Keith down on the end. She was with us for our basketball. Did a great job. Good to have you back, Bailey. Coach, let's talk about these play dates. You've had a couple of games today. Being able to come and see some different competition, see some competition that you're going to play. What do you like about these, and how important is it for your team in the summertime to get this experience?
This is the earliest we've ever played play dates, actually. We usually don't start until July, but I just got through saying yesterday, I love playing early, just so we can point out things that we need to be working on. But we've had some really good competition that we don't typically see during the season, but it's been against teams that are a lot larger than us in classification, and so it's pushing us to our limits a little bit, and so that's been really good for us to see, so that we can see what we're good at, what we're probably need some work at when we go back to practice in a week after July 4th.
It is good. I mean, you have so much time. You pour in, and then to get that little break, and then you're coming right back at it because the season is coming up.
Right.
You know, it's a lot less time away. I mean, you're going to be practicing for the season in probably a month when you get back. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's real world stuff. But real quickly, could you speak a little bit individually to each one of these girls and what you like about coaching them?
Right. So all three of the ones sitting beside me are seniors. So I'll start at the end. Bailey Keith has been with us for 2-3. I actually can't remember how long he's been on varsity. Three. Okay. But she's our middle blocker, and so I love her role. She brings the energy to the floor every single time she's up there. She probably talks more than anybody else. But we love her energy and her role to be fast, to get her blocks up, and to encourage her teammates. Like, she just does a phenomenal job at that. Maddie in the middle.
Maddie in the middle.
Yeah, Maddie in the middle. She is stepping into a new role this year. Last year she actually played just as a defensive specialist, but this year she's our setter. We lost a setter from last year, so she's filling that role. She's been a setter her entire life, except for last year.
Right.
I changed that for her. And so she's doing a great job coming in. She's just lacking a little bit of confidence in herself, but it takes, every single time you swap out setters, it takes a little bit of time to get used to that with your hitters, with some consistency. Yeah, with some feel. But Maddie does a phenomenal job of trying to place the ball exactly where she needs to be. She listens. She is a great teammate to her teammates, and she's coachable, and I love that. And then Addie has been Lavera for the past 2 years. She's in the opposite jersey today. I had to yell at her, but I said, "You're in that jersey for a reason. Go pass the ball." But she's everywhere on the back floor. So she is playing a different base position than what she did last year. But her role is to communicate on the back row and literally get a hand on any ball that is anywhere close to her. So that's her role, and she does really good at.
So, I want to hear you girls talk about each other a little bit. And then, if you would, at the end of it, Bailey, if you would, I'd like for you to speak. You know, we've kind of been on camera and like, just speak to what Coach brings to this program. And then at the end, we talk about it individually, you guys. But Addie, first, talk about Maddie a little bit. And we heard a little bit, but what is it that's so fun about playing with her on the floor?
I love playing with Maddie because she's a great hustler. She will do whatever it takes to get to the ball. She'll sacrifice her whole body. It'll be across the whole court, and she'll just be running. But she gets most of them. Like, she gets all of them. She'll rarely not get to them.
She never calls help.
Yeah, never.
Well,
I got better. Yeah.
But the reason that you do that is because it matters to you,
Yes,
Maddie. That is a very positive thing. Those floor burns, that's sweat equity. That adds up for those Lady Raiders, I assure you. So, Maddie, talk a little bit about Bailey, if you will, and why she's such a joy to play with.
I love playing with Bailey because she's very vocal, and I can always count on her to, if I give her a bad set, she's going to hit it. She's going to find something to do smart with the ball, and she's always cheerful and always encourages her teammates, and I really love that about her.
All right, Bailey, let's see if you can handle a two-part question. I want you to talk about your teammate, Addie, and then also talk a little bit about Coach and what she means to this program.
Addie and Maddie are very different people. But when they step on the court, they play a lot of the same role in some ways because Addie will bust her rear just like Maddie would for any ball. I can always depend on Addie to be there at any point. If I'm going up for a hit, I'm going up for a block. Addie will be directly behind me, ready to pick up that ball at any point, and will not let it touch the ground whatsoever. I think I've seen her run over a few people, some chairs, bleachers.
Yesterday.
Yeah, she's
Love that.
She's definitely a hustler for sure. Yeah.
And what about Coach?
Coach. Well, Coach has played volleyball before, so she understands how hard it is to be one of us, and she brings that to us, I guess, when she's correcting us and giving us good criticism about our game. She's always there, and she understands how we feel about it, so she's not just picking at us, but she's also relating to us to help us get better.
So Maddie, if you will, speak to that a little bit about how important it is to play for a coach, and if you would elaborate too, just Addie after she's done, about playing for Coach. But how important is that to know that she's experienced and been through a lot of the things that you're going through now?
Well, it's nice to know that she's been in our place before and that she knows what we feel when we're on the court, we make a mistake. She knows that we get down on ourselves and that we can always push forward. And it's just great to have those words of encouragement because I can count on her and trust her that she knows what's going on.
Anything to add, Addie?
Well, I love that she always knows what to say, considering that she's been in that position before. Especially like if there's like a big game coming up and she knows that we're a little nervous and she just knows how to calm our nerves.
And she knows the importance of watching film. I feel like watching film is a big thing for us because we really know what the other teammates are going to do, the other players.
I'm going to step in here and say, very important. Scouting reports matter. I love that you prep. So many high school coaches don't even prep. I love that you bring up watching film. We're going to keep going with this. So, Coach, Elite Eight last year. What are the weaknesses that you have to work on collectively as a team, these ladies and the rest of the team, that will help you get over that hump come October? What's got to get better for Good Hope volleyball?
We actually just talked about this before we came down here. So we right now are struggling with trusting each other on the floor, and I think that's just kind of coming from maybe a lack of communication or not being in the right spot every single time. But that comes. It takes a little bit of time to practice with your new team. We did lose two athletes from last year, two seniors from last year, so we're experienced overall and we've played together, but it's a new group, new positions, new defense, new base positions that they're having to play, and so it takes a little bit of time to gain that trust. And then I would also say, which again is going to take time to get used to a new setter with our hitters, but for our hitters to be strategic in where they're placing the ball, I feel like we're kind of swinging blindly sometimes. So we need to be a little bit smarter of when we're down, how can we get that easy point to get it back on our side to gain that momentum back.
So, ladies, we talked about your weaknesses. Great answer, Coach. All right, we talked about your strength, what you liked. So our starting down here, Bailey, what is that weakness that you've got to work on between now and the first of the year that you know has got to get better to get where Coach wants this team to go and where y'all want it to go?
Personally, for me, I think my biggest thing is taking advantage of that point when we do get out of that slump. And I get that great set, I get that great pass. It's my job to put that hit down, get that ball in play, keep it in play, or put it down and get that point. I think I need to do a better job of that and take advantage of that so I can get my team pulled back up. And then as a team, I think that it's definitely, we're a mental team for sure. I think if we can just let each other pick ourselves up and just let the team come back and bring ourselves up to get that point and get back up that way.
So, Maddie, we talked about there's a transition for you. You've played different positions, different things. There's probably some things that you're not as comfortable with. I mean, kudos to you for stepping into a situation that's uncomfortable. You know, a lot of kids don't do that. And Coach has that confidence in you. What is that main thing, though, that switching to a position or what have you, that you know has to improve for this team to get where it wants to go?
I just know that I've got to get more used to where my hitters like their sets. It just takes some consistency, and also I just got to be more confident in myself and push forward.
Addie, what's the weakness in your game? There are none.
I think my weakness is since I'm the libero, I have to take control of the back row, communicate more.
Well, communication is it, and I've learned. I mean, but no, you said it. I mean, that's communication in this game is so. I've said it in every interview. I sound like a broken record, but it's like volleyball is communication. I mean, that's exactly what it is. I mean, you see all the hand signals, you see all this kind of stuff. People don't know what that is, and like sitting here with y'all, thank y'all for educating me. But Coach, ceiling, Where is it? What's the expectation? How do you want this year to go, and what do you want for these girls this senior year?
State champs.
Hey!
As high as they want it to be. Like I honestly said that our first practice, they have the mentality now. I hope they're getting the mentality now that they're a good volleyball team, and they can go all the way to the state championship game if they want to and if they believe in it. I think last year it was our first time, and I think my years might be wrong, 11 or 12 years that Good Hope High School has been to the state tournament in volleyball. And so it was all new to us. We walked in at regionals and it was kind of like, oh, like
Absolutely.
bright-eyed, okay, we're here. And our 2 games at regionals that we played to make it to state, we had a timeout and our girls were like, we're better than this team. It was like a question. And so now
Yes.
I feel like we have the mentality of we've been there, we know what to expect, that's not what we're stopping, and we're just going to keep going. So.
Hashtag experience matters. Doesn't matter what sport it is. Once you get there, feel it, see it, understand what it is, you can overcome it the next time. Unfortunately, y'all are going to have that opportunity to do it again. Good Hope Lady Raiders, thank you for joining us. Thank you for bearing through our technical difficulties at times. But we look forward to watching y'all play. Y'all have been a joy every time. Anybody from Good Hope has been in here. It's been wonderful. Thank y'all for coming to Supreme Courts. Good luck in this season.
Thank you.